What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box, we have the 1966 Porsche 906 Carrera 6 from Hot Wheels. This one debuted in Team Transport. That is where this one is from. So, with that kind of price set in mind, let's take a look at this and see if it is worth adding to your collection. Alrighty, so let's get things started by looking at our casting here, as always. Go ahead and spin it around here so you can get a little bit of a look of our proportions. And I can say our proportions seem like they are pretty good. I would say maybe the roof line is a little bit too low, or these wheel arches are a little bit too high. Not horrendously by any stretch of the imagination. But let's go ahead and pop the real life car up in the top right corner so you can get a little bit of a comparison there. Get an idea of what you think the proportions are like. And then we will break this casting down. So, it is Hot Wheels Premium since it is part of Team Transport. So you do get a metal base and a metal body. Almost everything you're going to see here is metal, except for your window pieces, obviously. We do get mirrors casted in here, and they even get a little deco work, which is always nice to see. Our skirt down here is going to be a part of the base. That's going to be on both sides, but that is the only point where the base actually pokes through. That's visible. There is a little bit of exhaust here poking out. That's part of the base. But the rest of this is all going to be just this main die-cast body here. And there is a sizable chunk there. You do get some cutouts here for where these little intakes would be. That looks pretty nice. Up front here, you've got kind of this sloped section here for this intake. And then again, two little marks here. That is not really casted in, so that is sheer tampo work. Pretty cool to see. Other than that, pretty much you've got your body lines where you want them to be, tail light, rivets, and everything back here. Good, and there's not a whole lot more to speak of casting-wise. Paint and deco. As of right now, this is the only one that exists. There has not been any other releases. Don't know what other releases are planned at this stage, but it is homage to a real-life deco that we did see in real life. I think the numbers are about the only thing that's different. The Shell logo is there. You've got the red stripe. For the most part, it's probably missing a couple sponsors, but overall, pretty solid and matches a real-life car. Therefore, perfect first choice in my opinion. Moving into our details. So, starting up front, no Porsche logos up front. Not sure if that's accurate to the real-life car or not, but yeah, no Porsche logos. Big old 82 right there. We do get headlights. They are tampos, no kind of window work magic here. They look okay. They don't look amazing. They look okay, though. And then we get the little extra little intakes here with a little tampo treatment there. Nothing too fancy to speak of. There is a little bit of a tampo on the mirrors, which is cool. Coming down the sides here, we do get these nice, I'm not really sure, bowl wheels is what I'm going to call them. Forget what the name of these wheels are, but they do look good, and they're fairly accurate to what the real-life car would have ran with. So definitely cool to see there. Not a whole lot else to speak of detailing-wise on that side. When we come to the back here, we do get our two taillights. They are nicely painted on, looking really good. I did mention there is exhaust here coming out of the base, looking fairly nice. Onto the interior section, not a whole lot to see there in the back. Up front, you can see there is like your seats and steering wheel, but again, not a whole lot to really see interior-wise detailing. So, while the details don't pop quite as nice as other Hot Wheels Premiums, they do replicate the car almost to a perfect T, so I give it major points there. Moving into our roll test, this being a Hot Wheels Premium model, it should be no surprise that it rolls super smooth. Put this one on the scale, and it comes out to be 44.67 grams. So despite being a little bit on the small side as far as a Hot Wheels casting goes, it has some serious heft to it, which makes it feel good. Moving into our pros and cons, this is extremely easy to get. This was 2 per case out of 4 possible things in the case, so pretty good odds that your store had a lot of them and you were able to find one. Pretty good odds that if you haven't gotten one yet, though, you can still do so. The other big pro is that this thing looks good. It looks very, very nice, and it looks pretty accurate to the real-life car. Not totally sure if there are any other examples of this one in 1/64th scale, but this one's definitely going to be pretty easy to get. Moving into our cons, though, there is one that we definitely need to talk about, and that is just the fact that this is a Team Transport exclusive at this point. The only release for this casting is in Team Transport, and if you are like me and you have absolutely no interest in the haulers, the transporters whatsoever, that is disappointing to have to pay that kind of a heftier price tag for an element which you have no interest in. For some quick size comparisons, here we have it with some other Mattel Porsches that you might have, with the Porsche 911 Carrera RS 3.8 from Hot Wheels Premium, and the Porsche 356 from Matchbox Moving Parts. And here we have it with some very premium Porsche models, with the Porsche 911 GT2 RS from Mini GT and the Porsche 911 RSR from Sparky. So with all that out of the way, let's find an overall score. The hype level is going to be a 9.2 out of 10. My own personal hype was probably a 9.5-ish out of 10. But the community wasn't as excited for this one as I kind of expected them to be. So we're going to put it at a 9.2. Execution, I'm going to give it a 9.85. The fact that it's a team transport kind of docks it just a touch. And then the proportions being just a hair off, I think, are going to dock it another 0.05 there. So feedback is going to be a 9.7. There were some community members who were a little rougher on this one than I personally was. So that is where that is going to come from. When we take these three scores, when we add them up and average them out, we will be left with a 9.58 out of 10, which is still a very, very nice score for a very nice model. Now, I personally don't like the Team Transport line as a whole because I don't collect the transporters. I have absolutely no interest whatsoever in the transporters. So I'm always a little bit bummed when I'm spending like $17 now to get a transporter and a premium car. Premium car is like $7. That means I'm spending $10 on a hauler that I don't want. So that's always a bummer for me. I don't like that. However, this deco and the casting was just so cool. I didn't want to miss out on the combination of the two. So I went ahead and bit the bullet there. If you're like me and you also are not super interested in the hauler aspect of Team Transport, maybe it's best for you to wait and see if this gets released in a Porsche 2-pack, maybe a Porsche box set down the line, so you'll at least get 2 other cars to go along with it. But I think a lot of people who don't mind the haulers, this is easily one go ahead and pick up. If you haven't done so already, it should easily be out there and ready to find. Go ahead, do not miss out. And with that, guys, that is all I have for this review. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you are new and haven't done that yet, and don't forget to leave a comment down below telling me what your thoughts are on this particular model, and I will see you guys in the next video.